Picture this: you are staring at your reflection in the bathroom mirror at 3 a.m., and suddenly that familiar question hits you like a freight train. Why am I here? What is the actual point of any of this? You've probably asked yourself this question more times than you can count. But what if I told you that the answer has been evolving right alongside us for millions of years? Here is something that'll blow your mind. The meaning of life isn't some cosmic constant written in stone. It has actually been shape-shifting through every single stage of human consciousness, and you are living through the most incredible chapter yet. Let me take you on a journey that starts at the very beginning of awareness itself, and ends with a revelation that might just change how you see your entire existence. Imagine being the first creature ever to truly understand that you exist. Not just moving through the world on instinct, but actually knowing that you are something separate from everything else around you. The Neanderthals, around 300,000 years ago. Picture two of them sitting on a rocky outcrop, watching the stars disappear into the ocean at dawn. One turns to the other with humanity's first existential question: what is this place? Why are we here? The answer came naturally, the way answers do when you are seeing the world with fresh eyes. Everything around them seemed perfectly designed for their needs. The sun warmed them during the day and cooled them at night. It was obvious, wasn't it? Someone had made all this specifically for them. This was humanity's first attempt at meaning-making. The divine design theory. Life's purpose was simple fodder: follow the creators who built this world for you, do what they want, and everything will be taken care of. It was comforting, straightforward, and gave early humans exactly what they needed to survive in a dangerous, unpredictable world. But here is what is fascinating. This wasn't just some primitive mistake. This meaning-making strategy actually worked brilliantly for hundreds of thousands of years. It created social cohesion, moral frameworks, and gave people the motivation to keep going even when life got brutal. Fast forward to when our species had evolved into modern humans. Two young people sit on a porch in the countryside, looking up at a cloudy night sky, wrestling with questions that feel all too familiar. The woman asks her friend about the endless cycle of generations, the struggle to become someone meaningful, the presence of evil and suffering in the world. But his answer represents a massive shift in human thinking about purpose. Instead of focusing on pleasing external creators, he suggests something revolutionary. Maybe the point is to be as happy as possible, to experience pleasure, to savor life's gifts, to make the most of our limited time here. This was the birth of what philosophers call hedonistic, meaning fodder. The idea that life's purpose is to maximize positive experiences and minimize suffering. It sounds simple, but this shift represented something profound about human consciousness. We had moved from being passive followers to active pursuers of our own well-being. Think about how radical this was. For the first time in human history, individuals were claiming the right to determine their own happiness, instead of just following divine commands. This philosophy drove the development of art, cuisine, entertainment, and countless innovations designed to make life more enjoyable. But here is the catch that every pleasure seeker eventually discovers: happiness is incredibly slippery. The things that bring us joy today feel ordinary tomorrow. We adapt to positive experiences faster than we'd like to admit. That promotion you worked so hard for, the relationship you dreamed about, the vacation you saved up for, they all deliver temporary highs that inevitably fade back to baseline. Now imagine consciousness has evolved even further. We're in the far future, and artificial beings are exploring the cosmos in massive ships, having transcended many of the limitations that once bound biological life. But even with all their technological advancement, they're still wrestling with the same fundamental questions. How an artificial being expresses frustration to their companion. They've been traveling for eons, but to where? For what? They've experienced countless pleasures, but they never last. New technologies and understandings emerge constantly. But problems persist. Misery and pain remain. Everyone still dies eventually. The response represents yet another evolutionary leap in meaning-making. Existential self-creation. The companion explains that there are no gods watching over them anymore. They're free from external authorities telling them who to be and what to do. This freedom comes with a price or create. They now have the responsibility to create their own meaning. But here is the twist. This meaning isn't created through pleasure or happiness. It is created through meaning itself, for its own sake. They use their pain, loss, and suffering as fuel to forge purpose. They find meaning in fulfilling their roles, providing value to their civilization, acquiring wealth and importance from something they deem significant. This represents the existential phase of consciousness, the recognition that meaning isn't discovered but created. It is not handed down from above or found in pleasure, but actively constructed through our choices and commitments. Many humans today are living in this phase, creating personal missions and values that give their lives direction and significance. But our story doesn't end there. Imagine consciousness has reached its final stage in beings who have survived until the very end of the universe. They've learned everything there is to know, seen everything there is to see, become practically immortal. They're watching the last stars flicker out as space itself begins to collapse. One asks the eternal question one final time. We've achieved everything possible, but we're all about to die with everything else. What was it all for? The answer reveals the most mind-bending truth about existence. The purpose of consciousness isn't personal at all. It is cosmic. These final beings explain that their purpose is to survive and mature precisely so they can reach this moment to end to the end of everything, Fudi, and use their accumulated knowledge and power to create the universe again. They reveal that consciousness and the cosmos are locked in an eternal cycle. We are simultaneously the creators and the created, the gods we worship and the beings they bless or challenge. Every species and every individual possesses the role and power to create the universe through their very existence. The meaning of life isn't found in doing things for yourself, not in following divine commands, not in pursuing pleasure, not even in creating personal meaning. It is found in doing things for the whole that you are a part of. Throughout history, we needed personal reasons to keep going, but ultimately, we keep going for reasons that transcend the personal. In every moment of consciousness, feared, every time you think, feel, choose, or create, feel, you are literally participating in the construction of reality itself. You've been creating the universe for your entire life without even realizing it. Here is where this gets practical and immediately relevant to your life. You are not just some random accident floating through space on a rock. You are part of an unbroken chain of consciousness that stretches back to the first moment awareness emerged in the cosmos, and forward to the eventual recreation of everything that exists. Every choice you make, every relationship you build, every problem you solve, every moment of beauty you create or appreciate, all of it is contributing to the universe's project of understanding and recreating itself. You are not separate from this cosmic process. You are this cosmic process, experiencing itself from your unique perspective. This doesn't mean your personal struggles don't matter. They matter enormously because they're how consciousness grows and learns. Your pain teaches the universe about resilience. Your joy shows it what is worth preserving. Your creativity demonstrates new possibilities. Your love proves that connection and care can emerge even in a seemingly indifferent cosmos. Think about the problems you are facing right now, the career decisions, relationship challenges, financial pressures, health concerns, creative blocks, existential doubts. All of these are opportunities for consciousness to learn and evolve through your experience. You are not just solving your problems, you are teaching the universe how to solve problems. Your individual meaning. Making journey Fudi. Whether you are following spiritual guidance, pursuing happiness, creating personal significance, or something else entirely, Fudi is part of consciousness, exploring every possible approach to purpose. There is no wrong stage to be in because each phase serves the larger project. But with this understanding comes profound responsibility. If you are truly part of the universe creating itself, then your choices have cosmic significance. The way you treat other people affects the overall pattern of consciousness. The knowledge you gain and share contributes to the universe's self-understanding. The love you express and receive demonstrates that care and connection are fundamental features of reality. This means that seemingly small actions carry enormous weight. The patience you show to a frustrated customer service representative teaches consciousness about compassion under pressure. The curiosity you bring to learning something new shows the universe an aspect of itself it might not have noticed before. The courage you display in pursuing your authentic path demonstrates that growth and change are possible even when they're scary. You are not just living your life, Fundy, you are helping consciousness itself figure out how to live. Every time you choose growth over stagnation, connection over isolation, creativity over destruction, you are casting a vote for what kind of universe gets created next. This perspective completely dissolves the modern epidemic of meaninglessness that affects so many people. You know that feeling when you look at the vastness of space and time and feel utterly insignificant. When you consider the brief span of human life against billions of years of cosmic history and wonder why any of it matters. That feeling comes from thinking you are separate from the cosmos, rather than recognizing that you are the cosmos experiencing itself. You are not a tiny speck in an indifferent universe, Ford. You are the universe becoming aware of itself through your consciousness. The vastness that once made you feel small is actually the scope of what you are part of creating. Your temporary existence isn't a bug in the system, it is a feature. The universe needs to experience itself from countless different perspectives. Your perspective included to fully understand what it is and what it can become. The fact that your individual awareness is limited and finite is precisely what makes it valuable. You offer something to the cosmic conversation that no one else can provide. So how do you actually live with this understanding? How do you wake up each morning knowing you are part of the universe creating itself? First, recognize that every experience matters. Your struggles aren't meaningless suffering, Futi. They're consciousness learning about resilience, adaptation, and growth. Your joys aren't empty pleasures. They're the universe discovering what is beautiful and worth celebrating. Your relationships aren't just personal connections, they're experiments in how separate aspects of consciousness can unite and create something larger than themselves. Second, embrace your role as both student and teacher. You are constantly learning from other people, from nature, from your mistakes and successes. But you are also constantly teaching through your example, your creations, your choices, and your responses to challenges. The universe is learning through you, but it is also learning from you. Third, think beyond your individual timeline. The meaning of your life isn't confined to the years between your birth and death. You are part of a story that began with the first spark of awareness and extends into the far future. Your contributions to consciousness, Fuji, the love you share, the knowledge you develop, the beauty you create, the problems you solve, forward through time in ways you'll never fully comprehend. Fourth, find the sacred in the mundane. Washing dishes becomes a meditation on care and maintenance. Having difficult conversations becomes practice in honest communication. Dealing with setbacks becomes training in resilience. Working on creative projects becomes participation in the universe's endless creativity. Every ordinary moment is actually extraordinary when you recognize it as consciousness exploring itself. The beautiful thing about this cosmic perspective is that it doesn't end with some final answer or ultimate meaning. Consciousness is still evolving, and you are part of that evolution. The meaning of existence continues to develop and deepen through your life and choices. Maybe the next stage of consciousness will discover something we can't even imagine yet. Maybe it will find ways to eliminate suffering while preserving growth. Maybe it will develop forms of connection and creativity that transcend anything we currently understand. Maybe it will solve the mystery of why anything exists at all rather than nothing. You won't be around to see how the story ultimately ends, but you are helping to write it right now. Every moment of awareness, every act of love, every flash of insight, every display of courage, 40, all of it is contributing to consciousness becoming more than it was before. This is why you exist, not to follow someone else's plan, not to maximize your personal pleasure, not even to create your own individual meaning, situal. Though all of these can be part of your journey, you exist to be consciousness itself, exploring what it means to be aware, to care, to create, to connect, to grow, and to participate in the endless project of existence, understanding itself. You are the universe waking up to itself. You are the cosmos becoming conscious. You are existence figuring out what it means to exist. And that, more than any other purpose anyone has ever proposed, is absolutely worth getting up for tomorrow morning. The next time you catch yourself in that bathroom mirror at 3 a.m. asking why you are here, you'll have your answer. You are here because consciousness needed to experience reality from exactly your perspective. You are here because the universe is still learning what it can become. You are here because existence itself is an ongoing creative project, and you are one of the artists. Welcome to the most important job in the cosmos. You've already been doing it your whole life, Piftiwen. Now you just know what it is.